Hello, welcome back to another episode from the FieldCraft server. My name is Weird and Bearded, and we are here in the swamp. Today we're going to be working on the start of some witch farms. We're not going to be getting this all finished in today's episode. There is an awful lot to be done. If I stand in this spot, I am right in the middle of two witch farms. Well, two witch huts. The farms have yet to be made. And using the mini hut mod, bam, we now have a sphere beyond which everything will despawn as long as I am at that spot. So if we head off in this direction, we will find witch hut number 1. You can just see it over there, clearly within the bounds of the box. And in the opposite direction, we will come across witch hut number 2. Now, it's a little difficult to move around here because I keep getting caught on the vines and it's slowing me down. So the first thing we're going to be doing is getting rid of all of the trees, which I'm going to be doing in my live stream. So I'm going live in just over an hour for my regular Sunday FieldCraft stream. We're going to be using that time to get rid of all of these trees. You'll be seeing it all in a nice time lapse if I decide to do it that way. If it's not that interesting to watch, we'll just skip over to the next clip. But here is our second witch hut. So hopefully we can turn these into some very productive farms. It is looking a lot clearer. I can move around faster. I can see things nicely. You can see we have one witch hut down here, the other witch hut just off in the distance over there. A little obscured by the land, but we will get rid of that eventually. We also have a lot of cursed vines to get rid of, but that will happen in time. The next step is really to start construction, which means I need to collect the materials. We're going to go into a bit of a tutorial later on, but I need to gather everything first. Most stuff, nice and easy. Stuff that I already have or have a farm for, such as the slime farm. But there is one thing that is going to take some time. It took me over an hour and a half to get this. I watched a film while doing this, and it wasn't too long before the credits started that I finished collecting all of this. We're not going to need this much obsidian for the witch farm, don't worry, but we are going to be using it for other farms. I will have a way to collect obsidian automatically. I'll have a way to farm it, but that is not going to be set up for a while yet, so I figured I may as well get a load collected while I can. So we are going to be getting everything else together, then I'll head over to the witch farm, which is where you will see me next as we start construction. I have decided for this server that I am only going to build farms that I have designed. And I have not designed many farms, so I've been working through them in my preparation. A lot of them will probably seem familiar. There aren't too many designs possible for each farm, but it's more about me figuring everything out myself. It's a lot more fun that way. We'll head over, I'll start construction, and we'll go into tutorial mode, which I have not done yet. So who knows what that's going to look like. Let's talk about witch spawning. So this is a witch hut. It is currently on an obsidian platform. I will explain why in just a moment. This is where witches can spawn. It is a very specific location. There are various buildings like this across Minecraft where certain things can spawn and other things can't. In this case, this is for witches. It is 7 across, and I've just fallen into water. That is 7 by 9. It is also 7 tall. It looks like it is only 5 blocks tall, but then you add another 2 blocks above the roof, and that is where witches can spawn. It always starts underneath 1 oak log down from the witch hut. You get what I mean. You can see where I put my platform. So I put my platform just underneath the spawning platform, because if this is the lowest point, it is a place that things can spawn. So I've stretched that out across the entire witch hut, so it will be a 7 by 9, just under 1 stack of blocks. And then I'm going to get rid of the witch hut itself, so we have a place to build our farm. So that is the first step, building your 7 by 9 platform. Well, witch hut has been removed, and I've cleared a bit of space around, which should give us enough room to build this design. We're going to start off with a couple of handrails. The idea is witches are going to be spawning on this platform, and then we are going to have a sweeping arm go back and forth to knock them off. So I've just got to get these handrails in. We're not doing it at the ends because we want them to fall off the ends, so it would be silly to put handrails there. Then we will put our sweeping arm along here, reaching just to the other handrail, but not over the top of it. That's not necessary, and will, I think, be actually too many blocks for this to work. So then this is going to come down here, and then we are going to build ourselves an engine. So we need a sticky piston facing this way into a slime block, as well as a sticky piston into that slime block. And then using the slime for some scaffolding, we need an observer facing into there, and the same on this side. Let's do it this way. So this is the basics for it. This is our start. I need to now repeat this another 2 times, so we have 3 floors total. We have our 3 layers, and it is time to work on our return system. We'll work on this side in a moment, but I want to get this side in first, just in case I accidentally activate any of them. So we are going to start from this side. We're going to come out 1, across 1, and up 1. And then we're going to place an observer, and then we can get rid of these. These were just temporary blocks. That observer is going to be facing into a piece of obsidian, and then we are going to need 4 stone, or any block of your choice. That doesn't really matter. The obsidian isn't overly important. On this side it is. So here we definitely need obsidian. These blocks can be anything that the slime will not attach to. So stuff like the glazed terracotta would also work absolutely fine here. You could do stuff like furnaces, but having a lot of furnaces in the area will add to lag. I've gone for obsidian. It's nice and simple. So once you have the stone blocks, the flying machine will get to this point. It will hit the observer, which is going to put out a signal, which you're going to want to put into a repeater. So 1 repeater on 4 ticks, then another on 1, and then a second one on 1. That's 3 repeaters total with 6 ticks total. That will go into a piece of redstone dust, which you are going to redirect with a target block. Put that into a sticky piston, into a 7 tall tower of slime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then just to make sure this stuff is safe, we're going to put a stone slab on the top, and then a stone slab on that first block down, always making sure it is a bottom stone slab so that nothing can spawn on it. Then we're going down 1, 2, 3 blocks to place third one, and then 1 right at the bottom. So the idea is the flying machine comes along, the observer will stop next to this one, and then this will get pushed forward and pulled back again. Once you've done that, you're going to want to add some more slabs just to make sure that none of this can be spawned on. So we're going to have a slab on the target block and 1 on the sticky piston as well. That one will be moved, but that is not a problem. We're then going to go back onto the observer and put our stopper blocks in for the other two flying machines. So we're going to go up 2 blocks, then place a piece of obsidian, then another 2, then another piece of obsidian, and you're going to want to have a stone slab on each one. So once you've got all of that in place, it should look something like that, with the redstone on the other side, like that, and then we shall move to the other side. This is going to be mostly the same thing, but simply from the other side. Our stopper blocks are going to be a bit easier to place, as they simply go beneath each observer. Can I reach that last one? Not quite. We'll get that in a moment. In this case, the observer is going to be placed off of the back of that sticky piston. So we're going to have an observer there that can go into a block of stone, or again, whatever you prefer. We then have our line of 4 blocks. Not there. Let's pick that one up. And it's going to be doing exactly the same thing. So the observer goes into a 4-tick repeater, then 2 1-tick repeaters, and some redstone dust. That gets redirected by a target block, which powers a sticky piston with a tower of 7 slime blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. From here, we'll be able to reach to get that obsidian block in place. Then we have a stone slab right at the very top, 1 just below, and then going down 3 slime blocks at a time. That is a top slab. I want a bottom slab. And then 1 at the very bottom. We then slab these 2 blocks. We're going to slab on top of the stones, top of the stone block, on top of the observer, and then coming out 2 blocks. Then we'll place a sticky piston here, and this is what is going to power the farm. So as an example, let's place a lever down. We shall remove the observer, and then when we place it back in, we should see everything running. And then you can flick the lever again to stop the farm. So we're going to have this wired up to the middle, but for now I need to build this over at the other witch hut. The second witch farm is built. It is working absolutely wonderfully. So that is the 2 farms in place. But unfortunately, at this point, all we've got is a sweeping arm going back and forth, knocking witches off of the platforms. We're not killing them yet. We're going to kill them through full damage, nice and simple. Witches have 26 hit points to kill using full damage. Take that number of hit points, add 3. That's how far we need to dig down. We're going to go a bit further just to be safe. So we're going to dig down 35 blocks, and then I'll meet you down there to put in another little bit of circuitry. I've made it down to the bottom. We've dug out a little area here. I actually went through 2 water-filled caves, which makes me quite nervous about digging the area out. There's going to be a lot of water to get rid of, which we're going to have to find a way to do. But now I'm down here, we're going to build some auto-dropper circuits. So the wedges will fall down onto a layer of hoppers. The hoppers will pick up their items, put them into droppers, and then we need those items spat out into a water stream. We have to have a little bit of circuitry here because if the witches fall into the water stream, they'll just take no damage. So we start off with some droppers facing downwards, so we have to face up when we're placing them. And it's a row of 7 because we have our 7 white area at the end. I've dug out a little extra bit here just so I can get out afterwards. Out of each of these droppers, we have a comparator, which is going to activate a sticky piston. Sticky piston facing up. Then for each one, we need 2 observers. We need 1 observer facing away from the contraption on top, the sticky piston, and then 1 facing towards it, just above those comparators, and then the hoppers that the witches will land on. And make sure when placing hoppers, they always go in the direction that you click. So you have to click on the dropper for the items to go into the dropper. So then, as an example, if I throw my potatoes into here, I get my 15 potatoes back. So now I just need to close this up, get out, and put this in at the other 3 locations. All of that is now done. I am here at the Afk spot. It's going to be up a little bit from the ground. This is the exact spot that will be used for AFKing. We have farm number 1. We have farm number A. They are both equal in my eyes. They're not hooked up to anything. Obviously, we're going to have a lever here that will turn both the farms on. We're going to have a storage system that both farms will be connected to, but I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I haven't designed it. I need to clear out all of this area. This is going to be a very big job. Unbelievably big job. So we're going to come back to this in a few weeks' time. I have no idea how long it's going to take to clear this out. We're going to have one big episode. It is going to be probably longer than 20 minutes, I imagine quite a bit longer. Going to get everything dug out, going to get everything hooked up, we're going to get it decorated. I have an idea for what the decoration is going to look like, just not how the farm's going to look. But that's everything. The farms are built, the chutes are built, all of the technical stuff is done and out the way. It is now just a grind, and boy, it's going to be a grind, but I am happy to do that. So we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Sheep. Goodbye, Mr. Sheep. We shall say goodbye to Mr. Cow. Goodbye, Mr. Cow. And I shall say goodbye to all of you. Thank you all for watching. I am Weird and Bearded, and I shall see you all next time.